Now that the SharePoint software is on the disk and ready to be configured, I'm going to go ahead and run the SQL installer to load the PowerPivot for SharePoint software, and at the same time that'll load in a relational instance that SharePoint will use, and from there we'll just let PowerPivot configure. So I've mounted the SQL Server DVD. I'll go ahead and run setup. When I get to the product key page, in this case I'm going to specify the evaluation edition. If you did have a license key to enter, you could enter that here as well. So on the setup support rules, I can just click next here. In the setup role, this is where I want to change from the default of SQL Server Features to the SQL Server PowerPivot. And then below there's a checkbox to add the relational engine at the same time. And this is going to have the impact of my relational instance is going to have an instance name of PowerPivot. If you don't like that, you might first install a relational instance yourself and then come back and go through this again. For me, this is fine. This is a POC environment, and it doesn't matter to me what the instance name is for my relational instance. So I'll go ahead and let it do that. And you can see that the instance features all get pre-configured. So selecting this PowerPivot installation mode is very automated. There's not a lot to do. The default paths are fine since I only have one drive anyway. The named instance ID is fine. You want to leave that alone, leave that the same. Disk space requirements, I have plenty of disk available for this, so I'll click next. And then for analysis services, I do need to enter in my domain account. I set that up before. Don't forget to put your domain name with the backslash and the password. The agent and engine, you could put in a different service account or the service account if you want. However, in this kind of an environment, these are fine. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed. Don't forget to add yourself to the SQL Server Administrator so that you'll have access to that once you log in later. The directories and file stream are fine. We only have one drive. The same with analysis services. Don't forget to give yourself access to that. Click Next. Next on error reporting. Next on installation rules. And go ahead and press install. And from this point, we can just wait for all of the software to be installed. And after this is complete, we'll come back and go ahead and run the PowerPivot configuration tool to get the SharePoint farm initialized and all the services initially brought up and running. Once the installation wizard completes, just read through the list, make sure everything succeeded. In this case it did, and go ahead and close that. And at this point we're done with enough of the SQL install to get PowerPivot up and running, and the relational instance is there that we can use for the SharePoint installation as well. So in the next lesson we'll go through configuring both PowerPivot and the SharePoint farm in one step.